What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA tip-off. It's Freaky Friday. Let's make it a money-making Friday, man. It's every day. We're trying to cash, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat. My guy Shark with us today. What's up with you, my guy? Everything cool with you?
Absolutely. Happy Hour Hoops, Friday afternoon. We hope everybody's had a great week. We're here to bring you more energy, hype, entertainment, top picks, analysis, and winners. I got the hat on. We're trying to get off the schneid with this hat. Official plays will drop. J Money, lead the way. Let's dominate.
Let's get to it, man. We always trying to get some cash every single day, man. Like I say, post your plays in the chat as well, man. Props, share this video on Twitter if you're watching live, Facebook, wherever, guys. We appreciate you guys. Like I say, with anything you like in the chat, your picks, post them in the chat, man. Post them in the comments. We all trying to cash together. Let's get some cash, guys. First game up, Shark. We're going to the streets of Philadelphia here. You got the 76ers, right? We'll see if they come out with some energy here after getting rid of Ben Simmons over there. Obviously, he wasn't around the team anyway, but they did have a weight lifted up off of them, right? But they did also trade away some players. No Drummond, no Seth Curry in this one. In theory, if Embiid does play in this game, which he's not questioning anything, but we always know sketchy. This is an unmotivational game. They have the Cavs tomorrow, Shark. It's thunder or nothing for me here. I could see them keeping this one within double digits, Shark.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you make the comment, Ben Simmons moving on. I think anybody with a logical mind realizes he hasn't played in a while. So it's not exactly an on-court shift from anything. But, of course, as you mentioned, Seth Curry, really an underrated player for that group. They're going to miss his locker room presence, his professionalism, and just his flow on the perimeter, of course. You look at Oklahoma City coming here off an L3, a couple blowout losses at home. Oklahoma City has been very scrappy this year, particularly against the East. One standout point, we had an outright blowout win at Brooklyn early season. You obviously can't correlate Brooklyn at home to Philly at home. But again, as you mentioned, Philly tomorrow night, Cleveland, and this adjustment. James Harden's not going to be dressed, but he is in the building, I believe. And that is certainly a new energy for them to interact with. This is going to be a tough spot for Philly. I would lean the Thunder if I had to.
Man, Harden might be the curse over there, man. You never know. I never wish bad on anybody. Hopefully everything goes well over there in Philly, but we never know, man. He got over there to Brooklyn and shit started going down south real quick, man. So Harden is, to me, low key's been the curse. So we'll see what happens. I'll be looking at me personally. It's thunder or nothing for me here. I'm not looking towards laying the boatload of points. You talk about in the first game of back-to-back, you always had it in the back of your mind. And it's a bigger game, right, Shark? They're facing the Cavs, one of the top teams in the East. I'm sure that's a battle. Joel Embiid know what he's going up against. Jared Allen. Now you're going up against the Thunder tonight, man. So very uninspiring game. I'd be taking the points in this one. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Obviously, if Embiid should go bunkers, he should go in theory 40 points. There's no one to check him over there for the Thunder, but the Thunder guards can hang with the 76ers guard, Shark. Let's go over here to the streets of Indiana real quick. We got the Pacers catching points. Speaking of the Cavs, it's another team. They have a bigger game tomorrow, right? It's a tough game. I don't really have a strong lean on it. Obviously, the Pacers got some new guys over there, Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and the guys. Be interested. They should play today, supposedly. But what do you think, Shark? Does they give them some energy? Can the Cavs keep it going? Darius Garland's out, but LeVert's facing his old team.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough cap. Obviously, in terms of the roster moves, obviously Halliburton coming in here. Buddy Hield, not exactly pros pro with his shot selection. We don't know how this is going to really translate. Of course, Sabonis going over to Sacramento translated very well. An outright win against Minnesota. It looked like it was just charming old times out there. But within this, I don't know what's going to happen. And if you look what's going on here over the last two seasons between these two teams, we talk about this all the time. Within the Central, teams have very significant trends when they play each other. The major trend here is that home favorites cover and road favorites do not. You go back to the beginning of last season, Indiana did hammer them 119-99 as a home favorite at 6. They went on the road, and the lines got strong. Indiana -6.5 non-cover, and then 9.5 another non-cover. You come back this year, we got a push at a 4 Cleveland home or a non-cover, depending where you got that line. And then, of course, Cleveland did just hammer them 98-85. In a real backdoor special. So you get a double revenge game coming in here for Indiana and a close window double revenge game. That was only a couple games ago. They will remember this. And you get this Cleveland environment, which we talk about all the time, not specific to playing Indiana, just specific to when the book shifted this to Cleveland being a favorite. It's not where they function well. I could see them tanking this ATS, winning this game by 5 or less points, and then tomorrow showing out in Philly, as you suggested.
Yeah, I think they'll. I'll be honest. That's exactly what I see happening here, Shark. Like I say, there was a couple games. I love watching the teams when they have the first game of back to back. I'll be watching both of these games. We'll see what we get. Maybe Garland sitting out today so he can play tomorrow. The guys in the chat, Petty, or PD, however you say it, Halliburton assists. That's a damn good point. He's gonna want to come out there and show out for his new team, for the home crowd. I kind of have a feeling, Shark, the same way as Sacramento. They got the new guys in there. They've been lackluster, and they come out here with a new sense of energy out here. Unfortunately, still don't have a big man, but the Pacers the only way I could look in this one. But Jared Allen and Evan Mobley should absolutely feast. S. Warrior in the chat, man. I sure appreciate you, my guy. For that, don't know earlier as well. We got one for 20. I forgot. I didn't have the name up, but we appreciate everybody in the chat, man, showing love, showing tips. We get some cash. I'm gonna pay myself. You dig what I'm saying? But I would lean the Pacers here. Shark mentioned it, double revenge spot here. The Pacers the only way I could look here. And Shark, the last game they were up 19 points before letting the Cavs come back and smack them up. End up winning, covering the game as well. But they showed they can come out and ball with the Cavs. So I lean the Pacers plus the 6 in this one. Cavs possibly looking ahead to tomorrow. Let's go over here to the streets of Detroit real quick, man. We got the Hornets versus the Pistons. I believe this one went down to 6.5. But regardless, man, I'm not laying points with a team that's Shark. You know, you hopped on the Hornets earlier. They smacked them up 140-111. They've beaten the Pistons 10 straight times, but they're in a real funk right now. They did get Harrell over there. What do you think about this game?
I think it's going to be a tough game to cap. As you mentioned, we had a 2-unit special going back mid-season where they did hammer them 140-111. But we've talked about this. I mentioned this the other day. This is not applying to Detroit, but this is the entire league dynamic is going to shift here. You're going to really see the contenders stand the hell up the next 30 games, and the East and West playoff races are going to separate themselves. Mm-hmm. And Charlotte has already shown the sign of separating themselves in a downward movement. Both teams do come in here off an L6. We talk about this all the time. When both teams are on an L6, somebody has to come up. Who's it going to be? Looking at Detroit, very specific environmental analysis. Home, back-to-backs, 3rd and 4. They have 3 of them this year, and they're 3-0 ATS in the final leg. Early season non-cover against Philly, came back the next night and covered against Brooklyn. A little later, lost outright to Houston, and then came back and beat Miami outright the next night. And most recently, last week, non-cover against Minnesota on Thursday night, and then they came back and covered in the backdoor against Boston. So you look at that. Non-cover West, cover East, non-cover West, cover East, and this is obviously an East spot off a non-cover last night against Memphis. I would lean Detroit here if I had to, but again, Charlotte right now needs to win a game. They could get there on this number. It's going to be razor sharp here.
Yeah, my problem is, you know what? What's a huge question mark here? Cade Cunningham. He's the main facilitator for the Pistons. If he goes, guys, anyone can get off versus these Hornets. This team doesn't play a lick of defense. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to get off, you can get off the schneid here. Like you said, both teams on a 6-game losing streak. The Hornets could blow these guys out, but what I'm saying is psychologically, you don't want to go into a game laying 7 points on the road with a team that's lost 6 straight games, guys. So obviously, if Cade's out, they could help them. They did get Harrell over there, Shark. I believe they said that he may be active tonight. He hadn't even practiced with the team. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm not taking the Pistons, but I do lean the Pistons here. Revenge spot as well from that 29-point blowout loss. They've lost 10 straight to the Hornets. This could be one of their chances, man, to try to get over that hump. But me personally, to bet the Pistons, I would need Cade Cunningham in there for me. Let's go over here to the streets of Boston, Shark. We got the Celtics been red hot. They've been playing some lackluster opponents, but it didn't matter. I mean, that's not their fault. Whoever's on their calendar, they've been showing up and smashing them and not even overlooking teams, Shark. So they are facing a playoff caliber team here, but I don't know what to think about the Nuggets, Shark. So up and down. Tough game for me. I don't have even a lean either way, but I'm not betting against the Celtics right now.
Yeah. And obviously, as I just mentioned, teams are starting to separate themselves, and we're seeing new averages. And Boston has really turned a corner here on a dub 6, and we're talking blowout city. They have really found some sort of on-court flow. And I think more importantly, maybe a little locker room camaraderie. There's been a lot of noted points about Ime Udoka trying to coach these guys in a different direction. Obviously coming out of the pop camp, a little more ball movement, less stickiness, less one-player usage rate skyrocketing. And, of course, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are immense talents that had never really integrated on court that well. Denver does come in here in a double revenge game. Denver did lose last year in Boston, 112-99 on a 2 Boston. It flipped to 3.5, which was strong for Denver in Denver, and Boston got them anyway, 105 to 78. So now you look at this. We talk about line functionality, particularly where teams haven't played this year. We're definitely data deficient here. But when Denver flipped to a home favorite and they were really inflated, they lost anyway. Now you come back and you look at what Denver's done against the East this year. Very impressive stuff on the road, particularly in the first half and first quarter. You guys have seen me take first quarter Denver a lot on the road. My initial lean in this game was Denver first quarter, first half. But then I started going through Boston recently off these trips. They're just hammering people. They came off a road win. They hammered Miami in the first quarter, first half. They came off a road trip, and they hammered Sacramento first quarter and first half. Obviously, they come in here off an absolute blowout, J Money trifecta special in Brooklyn last game. But I don't think there's any stopping the Celtics right now. I think this game's going to be razor sharp, and I can honestly flip a coin here and probably prognosticate it more sharply. It's really tough stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like I said, the Celtics are a one-way team for me right now. You could argue they've been facing some lackluster opponents. It doesn't matter. They've been smacking everybody. I worry about them coming off a Super Bowl type of win with spot what they had circled on their calendars, came out there and handled business. Then they have a revenge spot on deck versus the Hawks as well. So it is a little funky spot here, but like I said, the Celtics are in a different type of mindset right now. They know that they're due to come up and cluster, and I really see them going on a streak here. So I'm not betting against them, but I must say I didn't lay the points with them either, guys. So Celtics just a lean for me, but it's a tough. In all honesty, everybody in the chat's liking the Nuggets. I see scenarios where they could keep the game close but still lose the game outright. So tough game for me. I'm staying off this one, Shark. Let's go over here to the streets of Atlanta. You got the hat on. You know what I'm saying? We got the Spurs versus the Hawks. What you liking today?
Well, it's only 3 minutes from 5 p.m., but it is a suddenly not so casual free Friday. February 11, 2022. Buy hat, engage. Hot Atlanta. Make it hot tonight, please. When you look at what's going on here, you find the Spurs on game 2 of the rodeo road trip. I bring you back the only other time they had a sustained sequence at the East this year. They did the exact same thing they just did against the Cavaliers. They were in Detroit, center of the country, Central Division. They came out and won the first quarter, got blown out in the second quarter, and didn't cover in the game. What did they do against Cleveland? Win the first quarter, blown out in the second quarter, didn't cover the game. Then they had a night off, and they went to Toronto, where they were getting 7 points. J Money had this game. It was a blowout winner for Toronto, 129 to 104. It was a front end back-to-back. And the next night they went to Boston and won outright. We talk about this all the time. When teams have 3rd and 4 back-to-backs, they have to save energy at some point. It's mostly psychological. The Spurs seem to save it in night 1 and come later. Tomorrow night, they have a divisional game in New Orleans against the newfound CJ McCollum Pelicans. And you look at what Atlanta's doing here at home, they have turned a corner. They're 4-0 ATS last 4 against the West. Suns, Lakers, Kings, Wolves. And I bring you to the Wolves as a specific corollary. Atlanta did cover in Minnesota early season, and then they came home and covered again. Atlanta did get the Spurs 124 to, I believe, 101 or 107, one of the two, in San Antonio early season. They come back here tonight. I think they catch them in an absolute dead zone spot. Strong line number, great dynamic. Atlanta wins this game by 18 plus, in my opinion. 1 unit official.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off here, bro. I mean, I'm not looking towards taking the Spurs. If they're not in a winnable game, they usually get blown out. It's either they win the game or they get smacked up by double digits. So I could definitely see the Hawks run these guys off the floor here. I'm gonna ride with my guy on this one, man. I didn't have anything strong on this one, but I'll ride with my guy Shark here. Hawks minus the 8.5, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Chicago, man. We got the Bulls here. Got the Bulls at the house minus the 3, man. Line open up at 4. It's come down. Everyone's on the Bulls. I understand it. I always say, guys, go with what you really like. The Bulls are a sexy team, right? They're public. They love scoring points. This team doesn't play a lick of defense right now. They're getting smacked up. That's why their totals are sitting at 240. Give me the Wolves here plus the 3, the much better defensive team. They're coming off a loss. You watch the post-game interviews, and they know that they came out lackluster and they took the team lightly, guys. So I'm on the Timberwolves plus the 3. They're 5-0 against the spread. Last 5 following the loss of 10 or more points. 9-3 against the spread. Last 12 meetings. 8-1 against the spread. Last 11 following a loss period, man. And like I say, Shark, much better defense over the last 5 games. 16th rated defense versus the Bulls having the 29th rated. Number 2 offensive efficiency, where it's even better than the offensive Bulls. Number 6 last 5, and rebounding. Bulls sitting at number 25th. The Timberwolves sitting at 13th. Much more size and, like I say, length and defense. Give me the Timberwolves here plus the 3 here, Shark.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree. We talked about this before, having taken the Wolves on the road at the East a handful of times very effectively. For whatever reason, they seem to play very well above a certain point in the country. They're 0-3 ATS against the Southeast. Blowout loss to Charlotte, blowout loss to Atlanta on a 3rd and 4 back-to-back, and really a very lacking effort at Washington as well. But if you look at these teams north of the center of the country, outright win against the Knicks in a cover against the Pistons as a favorite, and really some very efficient efforts against the 76ers, Nets, and Bucks. You look at last year, the Wolves did go into Chicago and lose in overtime, 123-116 on a Chicago 4.5. So Chicago did cover that, but they did not cover that in 48 minutes. And then it came back to Minnesota, and Minnesota won outright. So if you really start looking at this roster group, and of course Minnesota has really turned a corner in their professionalism this year as this big three really gets to a higher level, they match up very well against Chicago. I'm not in the game officially. I might tail this, but all the points are pointing directly to Minnesota here.
Yeah, I like Timberwolves today, guys. That's my best dog on the porch. This is the only game that I care about. Timberwolves plus the 3. Top play of the day. I see them win this game outright, guys. Give me the Timberwolves. Oh, I was raised by Wolves, guys. Bounce back spot. Last game up, Shark. We got the Jazz here laying 13.5. Maybe seems like Rudy Gobert is supposed to come back. What do you think? Does that obviously should help the team? Do you think it throws a little funk in it? Do you think that the Magic can be a feisty dog here, or is it Jazz a smack city spot?
You know, I think when we get in these line numbers, we talk about this all the time. It doesn't matter who it is, whatever contender it is versus whatever bottom feeder it is, you do get into a difficult environment. You do get some interesting stuff going on here, though. The Jazz are in a revenge game against the Magic. The Jazz did lose in Orlando November 7th, 107-100. They were on a 3rd and 4 back-to-back. They had played in Miami the previous night. So there should be a little added motivation here. Not only that, we discussed this before I mentioned that I thought the Jazz would start to cluster and go on a run. They were 2-11 straight up over 13 games. And I mean, the Jazz might not go to the finals this year, but they are damn good. They're a top 4 team in the West, and that says a lot given the quality of the West. You also get Orlando coming in here off an outright win at Portland, which is not where they function particularly well. The line, however, is a little short. Utah did lay 11.5 points in Orlando. Now this is coming in at 12.5, 13. Line is telling you the Magic could keep this close. A lot of the narrative points, though, are really pointing towards Utah to really hammer them tonight and just continue what would be an expected upward movement off that 2-11 clip. No play, a lot of counter narratives here. Tough game to cap.
Yeah, I'm with you there. My guys in the chat say Jazz by 40, man. So they liking the smack city spot. That's a tough game for me. I can see the Magic being competitive, but I could also see in the Jazz continue that upward movement, like you said, Shark. And Gobert getting in there. Is he rusty? We don't know, but it's gonna be a tough game. One to watch, maybe live bet, guys. Tough spot, Shark. Let's get into some free picks, man. As every day, as always, man. Go check out Wager Talk. I'm staring at the Wager Talk live odds screen right now. Go head over there to the website if you'd like to get any NFL props packages for the Super Bowl. Use promo code J1, man. It knock it down from 35 all the way down to $1, Shark. You like anything today on today's card, my brother?
Absolutely. As discussed before, one top play, 9 words of lifestyle, ride the way we got of the water. Atlanta -8. All boxes checked. An opportunity to dominate. J Money, the Shark, happy hour hoops. Beautiful, beautiful times in this life. We hope everybody's had a great week. Have a great weekend. We will be on here tomorrow, I think in the afternoon. A great looking card tomorrow. J Money, a pleasure. Close them out.
You damn right. We're gonna be on here tomorrow, man. We got to get the people what they want, man. We're doing this for the people, man. Go follow my guy on Twitter at Sharks and Sports. You can follow me as well at J Money's Money. It's the Wolves for me, guys. Plus the 3. I'm taking the dog, the better defensive team as well. The coming Karl-Anthony Towns up against his guy Zach LaVine, DeRozan. There's some ballers. The rest of the team, they're not playing a lick of defense, guys. They can let DeRozan and LaVine go off for 30 apiece, still probably lose this game. Give me the Timberwolves here, lock down on defense, smash these guys on the boards. I was raised by Wolves, man. Let's get some cash. It's Friday. Let's make it a freaky Friday, money-making Friday. We out, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Be back tomorrow.